start our session here, Q&A session in the Crisis Leadership Academy. I can see we have several of you here, and some of you I know from our discovery session. So welcome everybody, right? And I would suspect, given the time that we have here, it's going to be a fairly kind of Europe, American-dominated group. So that's perfect, and it will be really great as we jumpstart and allow others to join the call. That you start using some of the features that we have here. I'm fairly clear that many of you, if not all of you, are not using Zoom for the first time. Right?
Yeah, you got
so
muted.
I just made the best intro ever with me being muted. So hey, but I could see some blank faces like, what is he talking about? Is he using some strange language? So now now that I'm muted, welcome everybody. Welcome to our Q&A call for the Crisis Leadership Academy. And if you can mute yourself at this stage, and then you'll have a chance to unmute yourself later when we have some questions. So this is our second session, Q&A session on this Thursday, and first ever in the program, right? This is the first Thursday of the program. So I suspect, given the time, I would probably say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are. And most of you, I suspect, will be either in Europe or in America or North America. So, and some of the faces I recognize. I've spoken with Brad yesterday. Hi, Brad. And with some of you probably as well, but I just need to kind of orient myself on the screen. So this will be a chance to pretty much ask questions and get questions regarding the program, the contents of the program, some of maybe the models that we are using in the program, many of you will have questions about, how do I apply this? I tried this and it works or it doesn't work. So this is the forum for those kind of questions. We'll have an hour for this, and you probably, actually, I would be fairly certain that all of you are not the first time on Zoom, right? So you know how this works. You know that you can mute, unmute yourself, that you can participate, and I think the participation is a big opportunity for all of you. So you can participate in three ways in this Q&A. You can participate in a very simple way by giving your reaction. Here on the bottom part of your screen, you'll see a smiley with a plus sign, and you can put a reaction like, yay, this is great, or yes, I agree, this is fabulous, right? That's one way how you can interact. The other way is, of course, through chat. So you can write things and you can send them to everyone, which is probably the best way to communicate so that everybody sees your question. And as we start, just say hi or put wherever you are right now and which stream are you in terms of digital freelancer or digital startup or digital enterprise, because today specifically, and maybe the only time we'll see this Q&A is for all three streams. So use it, write something into chat. And during the Q&A, I will also give those of you who will have some really good questions and who want to address them kind of in the open, we'll have a chance to maybe do one or two of you as a kind of a hot seat Q&A. I don't like the word hot seat because nobody's going to sit on anything hot, but it will be just a chance to get some real time kind of interactive feedback and input. So that's where the hot seat is probably hot, but not very hot to burn you or anything like this. So pretty cool. So that gives us a little bit of context, and so that we know where we are in the program, let me just say a few things about what has happened. And I can see, hey, wonderful. Hey, hello, Ian Ivan up from the UK. I can see Brian from Cornwall, Nancy from Camarillo, California. Hello, Nancy. I chatted with you yesterday. Now I see you. So cool. We have Tim from Calgary. So you have some America, some UK, and then a few that were so fast that I missed you. Oh, we have Texas. Well, don't worry, Alanto, we will not mess with Texas today. Some California. Awesome. This is a great group. This is a great group. So this first week, and as you know, you probably know many of these things that I'm going to share at this moment, but it's good to set up a little bit of a starting line that we all jumping from. This is the first week of 4 weeks of Crisis Leadership Academy. So far, we have had 2 mentors speaking, and the first one was obviously our one and only Roger Hamilton on Monday, when he was talking about where we are, the Ikigai, and some of the tests that you have available. So if you have any questions or comments about that, this would be a good forum to bring it in. And then yesterday we had actually quite an inspiring, at least, tell me if Paul was inspiring, but we had Paul who talked about mission, vision, and connection to our purpose and to purposeful activity. And he mentioned buy one, give one as an avenue, but by all means, don't take it as the only avenue. It's just a really nifty and great platform. So, some of you resonated with it and some of you were like, okay, this is maybe not for me. So those were the 2 topics. And tomorrow we'll have a topic of measuring your money. It will be by Debbie Harris and by Sandra Morel. So if you're in the enterprise stream, then you'll have Sandra. If you're in the other 2 streams, you'll have Debbie, because she will speak more specifically to what you need to hear and what will be useful. So that's kind of this week, and I'll be really, really curious about what is like coming up for you so far. We have 4 days in, 3 days in for some of you. So what is it that is coming up so far? Anybody would like to kind of get an open mic? Hey, somebody took it. There we go. I think, go on, talk. Was it Sally or was it Maxine? Who wants to share?
I'm happy to go.
Go for it, Maxine. Your mic is open, so you might as well say what's been on your mind. What was your experience? Any questions or anything?
Well, I'm just really excited, and I'm late to the call because I was so excited writing up my my vision and sending it to a friend that I completely forgot the time. so yeah, I'm finding everything very exciting. My confusion, which I posted, I'm not sure whether I put it in the right spreadsheet, but I was a money coach for 3 years, and then I then added health. So it's health and wealth coaching because of my own transformation with my own health and fitness last year. So when I was looking at purpose, I assumed that when I was going through the purpose test that I would be looking at no poverty or great health and well-being, because that's the work that I've been doing. But I've been wondering if I've been a bit confused with what purpose actually is. And I've been thinking maybe my work is more around empowering women in their lives to live the best life that they can. And it's just that health and wealth is kind of the vehicle that I'm using as part of that purpose. So I don't know whether you could speak a little bit more about the purpose part of Ikigai. I've been a bit confused, and I wonder if you could shine some light on that.
Sure, and I think this might be useful for many of you. So thanks for asking the question, Maxine. If you look at the Ikigai, you have these 4 concentric circles. I see if I find a picture of it, but if not, you can go into memory and look there. But it was the 4 concentric circles, and one of them was what we love doing, which is oftentimes called our passion. What we're good at, which is oftentimes called what our talent is. Then what the world needs, which is linked to our purpose, but it's not exactly our purpose. And then what we can be are paid for, which is our vehicle or business model. So when you look at the purpose test, it should show you the avenue through which your purpose can be connected with what the world needs. So, and it's used on the example, or actually in the model of the 17 United Nations Sustainable development goals. Right? And Paul was talking about it as well. So when you do a purpose test, you're basically saying, aha, this is the area that the world needs, something. And I'm really drawn to this, and I'm willing to make it my avenue to express my purpose.
Right.
So your health and vitality can be actually one of those purpose areas, or it could be your passion, or it could be one of the values that is really important to you. So, so it's not exclusive, right? So in your case, explore whether this is what you want to give to the world, or this is what you want to live. If it's something that you want to live, like a healthy life, and it may be more of your passion or part of your values. And if it's something that you want to provide to the world, or contribute to providing to the world through your work, to your business, then it's more like your avenue of purpose.
Right,
Does
okay.
that make sense?
I'm not sure. I think because going through the purpose test, you've got to pick your one, haven't you? So I go through the test and I'm down to 3, which are no poverty, health, and then empower gender equality, because
Yes.
it's all about empowering women. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't quite understand the question to know what is my answer, and therefore what is my one purpose. That's where I'm still a little bit confused.
Yeah. So out of those 3, if you were to choose one that really best expresses why you're here on this planet, what problem are you here to solve, what need you want to cater for, or a problem that you want to disappear, which of those 3 would it most express? It may be more, but one of them will kind of resonate with you most. Out of those 3 that you just said, which one you feel like drawn to?
Yeah, I think it is the gender equality, in that I'm wanting to help women to live better lives, and it's the health and the wealth and the health is part of that. So so I guess those 3 are important, but the health and wealth are contributing to this bigger picture of the gender equality. I think
absolutely. So that's your answer. Sometimes it's simple than it sounds. So that's your answer. And again, this is not like you're committing forever. This is how you become clear on what you want to focus on, because your purpose is something that you can contribute to every single day, to your actions.
Yeah.
So if that's gender equality, then you will find ways how you contribute to that, to your business, to your work, to your associations, to whatever you're doing. And a good test of it is if that area was uplifted by you being part of it, would you think you have lived a fulfilling and meaningful life?
Right. Yeah. That makes sense. And does that tie in with, so I joined B1 G1. I love what Paul was sharing on Wednesday, so I absolutely want to be part of that. So as I was going through the different projects, the ones that I was being drawn to were the ones that are more in line with the gender equality, the women. So should that match your purpose, or could you possibly having more variety in the projects that you choose to support? Is there a comparison, a connection between your purpose and those projects?
Absolutely. So when you select this one area, gender equality, then you find some very specific projects to which you can contribute to and link with your business activity. So you don't need to go to India and work with those women directly, but you can impact them and impact your cause through this. This is how Paul has put it together, and that's where the genius, beauty, and also simplicity is.
I've not heard of it before, and just the thought that working with clients on a one-to-one basis or individual clients is going to be amazing, or it is amazing. But to think that each time I sign a new client or something, that I can also be impacting other women throughout the world is pretty amazing. So thank you. That's good.
Absolutely. So hopefully it answers the question, not just for you, but for the others. It's a really powerful way how to bring your purpose alive. It's not a replacement of it. It's just a very practical expression of it in the world. And this way, you can do small practical steps and always contribute to your purpose rather than thinking of it as this big, massive vision, which you may achieve or arrive at, in 10 years time or 20 years time. So this is why it's so powerful and nifty within your Ikigai and within this platform. So great. And anybody else
Very much.
You're very welcome.
I'll
Kirsten?
give it a go.
So we go Mansata and then Kirsten.
Oh, I don't have my mic. Can you? Oh, there we go.
Yes, we
Hi.
see you.
Hi, everyone. Oh, perfect. Yeah, so for me, it's more, this is quite an exciting time. There's lots of opportunity for me. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes.
So it's more getting that focus on that one thing, because I'm very passionate about so many different things, and so I get distracted a lot. So I think I just need help with staying focused. So I've got this dynamo profile. I'm a mechanic. Well, I'm a mechanic, so I work with systems, but I'm very creative as well. So I'm very attracted to lots of different things, and they're attracted to me as well. So it's really difficult sometimes just getting that focus down. And I really want to immerse myself in this course as well. But I have several other amazing opportunities. So like, I think I need some help, and like, I really want to make the most of this, and how I go about doing that.
Mm-hmm. So great. And as a mechanic, this is a great question as well. How many other mechanics we have here? Raise your, use the reactions if we have some more mechanics. Kristen is a mechanic. Anybody else? Yeah, Brad is a mechanic, of course. So you're not alone in this, right? A lot of things to do, a lot of kind of projects to explore, a lot of interesting things to open up and so forth. So when there is one thing this program is going to hold you to is to not do everything and not do everything at the same time.
Okay.
If you remember, Roger said it's what we say no to that defines our wealth, not what we say yes to. So in this context, and particularly this year, this is a very metal year, so a year for the mechanics and lords and accumulators. We have a lot of steel, but it's not about starting too many new things. It's about really harvesting what is already there. It's about clarifying, cleaning, putting things aside, and so forth. So when you feel like there is a lot of things to do, focus on those that are the most important, and focus on the step that is ahead of you, rather than on all the steps and all the things that you could possibly do. So in this program, and we have spoken with quite a few of you about how to make the best out of this program. And you can make the best out of this program if you apply it to you, not theoretically. That's the first thing. So apply it to a project, to your business, to something that really you want to either accelerate or reset or relaunch and so forth. And the second is keep it focused, really like take what is applicable, do it, apply it, and that will make it really a great ride for you guys.
Cool. Okay. Thank you.
So thanks for asking the question, because this is really important to put very transparently on the table. Otherwise, you get running like a headless chicken and then worry what happened. So Kristen, you wanted to ask a question before, so now you have the space.
Thank you. It's possibly a little bit further of a progression from what Masato is asking. I would like to, maybe it's the mechanic steel energy. I'd like to have an idea in my head about exactly what are we going to be doing over these 4 weeks. And on the call, the 1 or 2 calls that I've had so far, when I've explained what I'm trying to do, the people on the Genius Youth side have said, no, it's perfect for you. It's exactly what you need to be doing. It's totally going to help you. But I'm kind of at the end of the first week, and I have no real idea of what I'm going to do for the next 4 weeks and how it's going to help me. And it would give me some inner security to have an idea of where I'm going. How?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you see in each of your profiles, and Al Happy Coach is clapping, which is fantastic. So he resonates with what you're saying. And now, the steel energy asks the question, how? You know, how the questions go. You probably know that. So I truly appreciate I truly appreciate kind of you asking this. And I know there may be a few things missing for you. I show you this, which you probably already know and have seen before in some form. Those are the those are the 5 questions and kind of the sequence in which we ask them. So what is missing for you is some kind of an overview and structure, because you like to see the big picture and you also like to see kind of the structure of it. So I'm going to give it to you so it's much easier for you to then hang a few fruit in that or the pieces in there. If you guys have not downloaded the Rapid Pivot Plan, the Rapid Pivot Plan is basically like the blueprint for this program, right? It describes the roadmap, it describes the different elements of it. That's really what we are using as a roadmap for that. But what I will tell you, I have a few things that you guys don't exactly see, is that
Where
in
do you
this 4
find the
weeks,
pivot plan?
the pivot plan is a PDF document that you will find in your stream on Genius U under the Files section. Right. And it will show you a 10-step plan and things like this, which we are basing the Academy on, right? So once you see the plan, Kristen, you will see, aha, so right now we are looking more into the why and what, and then we will slowly move in some of the more practical things. So just from the main plan, like this week, the topics are Ikigai and the Impact Meter, which Roger was talking about, setting your future vision so you have somewhere to go. And tomorrow, it will be about a 3-month forecast, which will be about numbers. It will be about things that we want to have for us in place as a goalpost or as a target for us to go for, right? So that's this week. The next week will be all about customer and promotions and building a product pathway. So it will cover all the topics that many of you have in your minds about, okay, so who's my customer? What do they need? How do I set up a set of products and services in a pathway? And how do I promote it? So that's the second week. The third week is more related to team and resources. So how do I connect with the right people? How do I make sure I have access to the right resources? And I'm looking into my notes here. And also you get some case studies and some things which will allow you to see examples of how others have done it. And then in the final week, we are going to go through impact dynamics and integration. A lot of things will be set into implementation mode. So over those 4 weeks, we will dedicate the whole week with the topics that are related to each other and that support you along those lines or 10 steps outlined in the Rapid Pivot Plan. Does it make sense? Is it clear enough?
Yes, that is more clear. The other part of it that I would like maybe clarity or encouragement on is, I want to try and make the absolute best of these 4 weeks. I don't want to get to the end of it and realize that I'm the more introverted energy, so I'm not great at pushing myself out there. I like to work in my own space, but I have a business called Making Teams Work, but I don't have a team myself. And I've gotten to the point where I need to solve that problem because I'm very, very super aware that I have the energy to do certain things and not to do other things that I really need to get done in order to grow and to move forward. So a lot of the upside of Genius U is the community, the bringing together of all the different people and different strengths and that kind of thing. And I want to make sure that I am not missing out on being able to connect with those people. So for example, if we have a call like this and we hear or see something in one of the people like yourself or what is her name, Paulina, who was on this morning's call, is it possible to get in touch with those people, to speak to people specifically, bounce off them, that kind of thing?
So there are possibilities, not exactly for one-to-one coaching on an ongoing basis during the program, but this is a platform with a Q&A to get some specific things handled, right? So you can ask your specific question. It just doesn't need to be generic. And then every single day, myself and Paulina at some specific times, actually mine is at this exact time every day, apart from when I'm doing this live Q&A. You know, there's a chance to chat, and I'm available for questions, and I'm available for responding to specific concerns, questions, or situations. So use that, right? You can use Paulina in the morning, or it's in the middle of the night for you guys in the US. But if someone is like in a European zone, you can use both. You can use both kind of those slots. One is at 8 a.m. UK time, and the other is at 8 a.m. Pacific time. So American Pacific time. And you can log in, and you know, I would normally put, I would normally put here on the thread something like this. I need to just scroll down. Paulina would put something like this, I show you by sharing my screen. So Paulina would put something like this. Can you see? Hey everyone, I'll be there in 15 minutes. You know, put some questions and I will answer. And you see Ian Woodhouse put some question, and there were answers from different people. And that was it for today, right? So only a couple of people used it. I put the same thing yesterday. Let me just scroll. This was mine. And Lisa Michaels asked a question, so I answered them. And then Orion OF asked, and his question was kind of answered somewhere else by Shane, who is supporting us technically by putting the Zoom link. So you can see it happens, and it gets in the first week to get familiar with it, like see what is it that we can use, where is it that we can plug in, and where is it that we can go. You also have seen probably this, the micro degree. If you haven't discovered the micro degree, definitely go there. It just takes a little too. So this is the first. The second page. This is the first page. So this one is a micro degree for this academy, for Crisis Leadership Academy, and it's specifically for digital startup. If you are not in digital startup, you'll have just one like this for a digital freelancer, and just one like this for digital enterprise, right? And here you can follow all the things that are happening like on a regular basis. This is for the guys who want to take it on independently without any community or kind of facilitation support, but you have access to it, obviously, right? So you can always come back to the steps. You can always come back and see, okay, what was there in week one? And there is something to be done about simple, meaningful measures. So how comfortable are you about your current life path? I'm very comfortable. How committed you are to your future vision? I'm very committed to future vision. How happy are you with your cash flow? I'm fairly happy, but it could always be better. So hey, this is my result. And then you can see people are responding below. This is where the Ikigai is. So you can see how much you can basically rate yourself on those 4 things. So these are tools you have available on top of having the interaction. So use it. And I know it gets a little tricky at the beginning because it's a new platform, it's a new set of tools. It took me some time to kind of get my head around it. But once you do it, it's much easier for you to dosage yourself what you need to do or what is good for you, right? So it's answering the question slightly more broadly because there are other people who may have had a few of those additional questions, but you get the support through this and through the forum. So hope this helps. And I think many of the questions, the better your question is, the easiest for us is to answer it for you or help you answer it for you. So in a way, this is a training of not just looking for the answer, but also thinking like, what is a good questions? What is the actual questions that I'm having in this? Is it a how question? Is it a why question? Is it a when or where question? What kind of question it is? And it will train you to to be really good at nailing this process of asking good questions, asking excellent questions, because oftentimes I don't know the answer unless I hear the question properly, right? So the better the question, the better will be my or Pauline's or Nick's answer. Okay. So good, Kristen?
Yeah, thanks. Great.
That's the Zoom thing
Thank
we're
you.
doing this morning.
And we have someone, Alexander, or someone who is not muted. So let me see if I can mute him. Actually, I don't have those rights, so it needs to be Shane. So good. So anybody who has questions that kind of tie to what we were asking, or you have some maybe specific questions like Maxine had about different elements of. Yeah. Adriana. Very good, Adriana. Go for it. Shoot. I mute myself.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, it was on the question was really about the promotion plan and how we are how we develop this over the 4 weeks. You know, I mean, is the idea that we kind of work on a promotion plan, particular thing that we're going to launch at the end of this thing or during the 4-week period? I mean, how do you see it working?
So the promotion plan is a really important part of this because it allows to focus you on kind of implementing the things. And we will start working with promotion plans from Monday. Roger will open it up. Then Michelle adds a little bit more to it. Actually, she adds much more than a little bit to it on Wednesday. And then depending on which stream you are in, there will be Suraj and Kathleen and who else, and Donna.
Digital startup.
Yeah, so if you're in digital startup, it will be Donna. That then we'll be talking about the customer pathway. So next week we'll be really big on promotion plans, and you will start working on them. You will start putting them together, and by the end of the week, you should have a first version of your promotion plan ready, and then you will kind of refine it and work on it as we go along. So yes, it will be. It just we are not there yet today.
Okay, but somebody will kind of personally be overseeing it with you, or you're kind of working it independently?
Or you walk in it independently, and then you can get some input from us in a similar fashion, like Kristen was sharing, like she was asking and I was sharing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you will have a chance to publish it and so forth. So this way, it will become very tangible, right? Michelle said to me today when we chatted that she will personally, comment on questions that you have about promotion plans and so forth. So that will be another great resource for you guys.
I mean, I've looked at them before, and I mean, I'm a Dynamo star, and I don't know, I just don't get it.
Okay, so one of the intentions that you can have is that you make the promotion plan work for you this time around, right? And that you adjust it to what you need rather than try to copy and paste things. I think this is really important because there are certain things that we can work with you very personally, but there are certain things that you can listen for and use for what is your situation specifically, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because I think there's needs to be adaptability. Because I feel like these templates seem to kind of, be quite fixed.
Use the template as a best structure to start from, and when you are novice, like when you're starting with anything new, when you have too many things that are uncertain and undefined, it becomes really overwhelming. So the structure helps you to focus you on doing something and testing and trying it out. As you get more experienced, you will realize that certain aspects were more important to be defined, and certain things you need to pay attention more and so forth. So you can adjust it and modify it much more than just following something as a dogma. But when you're starting, it's good to have something that you can lean against rather than feeling like, oh my God, what is this stuff?
Sure. Okay. Thanks.
So adjust it. If you have done promotion plans before, or if you have heard about it, and for some reason I get a sense that you did, and So use it to such a degree that it supports you
Yeah.
in running a good promotion.
Yeah, no, I've looked at them before and then just looked away.
Yes, and you know, there, you know, Brian is
That's
raising
why
his
I'm
hand.
here.
He's like,
I'm
yes,
here for
exactly.
this reason.
So how many of you guys
Can
are
I
in
just
a
say,
similar situation like Adriana, right?
Chad, can I just say, Adriana, there's going to be people in this group who have more strengths where you're weak. And Genius U is geared to put yourself out there to ask for the help. So if you put a post out there, does anyone know or can help with this, then maybe somebody can help you in that process and you can probably help them in a process you're stronger at. And
Totally. I need mechanics, I need lords, I need steel.
Yay!
Yeah. Yay.
We have lots of
I need
those.
a
We have lots of
trader.
those.
I need a trader. Anyone want
You
to
won't be
start?
short of mechanics and lords, but we're just very quiet and in the background. But if you ask your questions,
Absolutely.
we come running.
Great.
Absolutely. And I just had a couple of navigation calls with mechanics and lords, and we were chatting and we were saying, okay, so you need to find yourself a star, right? Obviously, this is a very generic advice, but where it becomes very specific is when you start looking at, is this person resonating with the same purpose area like me, right? This is why we are doing the purpose. So if you all care about, you know, quality of education or whatever that is for you, Adriana, then, you know, find someone who resonates with the same purpose stream. If you, you see someone who has the same passion, you know, like somebody's passionate about travel or something else, then use it as a way to connect, because it's the passion is the purpose that is a great middle of different talents to gather around.
Well, it's the nodal point that kind of like brings us together, and I think it's really key for me as somebody that has a lot of dynamo energy, well, creator energy as well as star, and I've got the ideas and the vision, and I just kind of need to get the other nodal points together to kind of make lots of things happen and complete, as opposed to start everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody who would just like to share from the other end? Somebody was already saying, Caroline,
yeah,
which is great.
I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Christy. I am from Dallas, and I am a creator, a dynamo genius type person, and I am coming in as a branding expert for your brand. I also do websites, and because of my need to get information for websites, especially for clients that have never done a website before, I'm asking all the questions, and basically at the end of my consultation with the clients, they end up with a one-sheet business page. And it shows you who your ideal client is, what are your promotions, what are the prices, what's your branding. You end up with like a wealth of information. So that fills up all those, I don't know how to get to the next step. It fills up all the questions that you have. So all the holes that you have, that's what that fills, because that's what I'm good at creating. Right? So I'm really good at creating that for clients. And then I also had to be really good at being a mechanic, because I do websites, landing pages for people. And because I was doing that, then I had to get really good at marketing, because I couldn't find the right people to put in that space. So then I had to learn how to do it. And so I believe that I bring a wealth of information to everybody that is struggling, you know, with, I want to do this, I don't know here. So the consultation gives you that roadmap to get to that space. And on top of that, I make you look like $1 million.
Awesome. So thanks for sharing and kind of introducing yourself to the value that you bring into the talent that you provide. So, you know, connect with Christy and, you know, start a thread in the group, and people who will be interested in it or who want to connect with you will will jump on the thread. So I think this is really great. There's an immense wealth within the community. So within the Crisis Leadership Academy, don't get too much distracted by the word academy. It's not like at school where you sit and you hope that somebody's going to show up and teach you. This is kind of more an environment where education happens. So education comes from the word educare, which is to draw out. So it's not to fill in, but to draw out. So notice, what is it drawing out of you? What is it providing an opportunity for? So really great connecting, and thanks, Christy, for introducing yourself. So,
I put my information in the chat, so if anybody's interested, you can. I'm also on Facebook and obviously Genius U, so you can reach me there as well.
Yeah, do it, and also put it inside of your circle on Genius U, because this chat will disappear after we are done in 20 minutes. Obviously, it will be on the recording, but it will not be so easily available and accessible as your chat or your contribution on Genius U in the stream. So cool.
Hi, I'm it says Pam, but I'm Vita. This is what has been very helpful for me was actually when you say ask the question for you, and because now that I know that I am a supporter, now I can answer who for me. So that has been the thing that has now helped me to start formulating the business that I am looking for. And what someone else said about hooking up with people who have the same, I think it was, well, I don't see her now, that says with the same, somebody was saying health and wellness. I think she was a mechanic or something else. Now I can because I am a supporter, can go and ask her, what is it that you think you need? Now I am excellent as a team builder. So I can help that person tell her some of the things or work with her to help her now from the support base of her business, because I believe you're going to need every single person in your business in order for you to be successful. So you've got mechanics who are really into health and wellness, so you pull that person in. I am someone who has no business at all. So just by me taking the wealth dynamic test, help me now to focus as to what I need initially to start my business. I'm working on my vision. I'm working on my 3-month plan. So just doing it kind of from the standpoint of understanding where you need to be from point A to point B. It doesn't mean, I don't believe after the end of the 4 weeks that you're gonna have a business plan, a website, all that stuff in place. That doesn't even make sense. So you have to take it in small portions, especially if you are someone who has no business, who has no website. These are the kind of stuff that you just kind of have to take it step by step to see. And then if you get caught in some place, then you need to reach out to other people to help you to kind of bring it in and then give you a more complete picture of your 3 months, your 6 months, your year.
Absolutely, Pamela. And Pamela is a good supporter. She's ready for connection. So I think many people here that you see on the screen and that are in the groups are ready for connection. So explore their profiles, explore what they're passionate about, explore what they are good at, explore what their purpose avenue or purpose goal is. So, and then you can connect with them. You'll probably not connect with everybody, but at least explore and connect with some of those that may be relevant for you. So this is what at least the beginning of the program is for. If not, as we go along, it will be equally important. So great, thanks for sharing, Pamela. And any other question? And Caroline has shared here that she's a mental health and wellness and is a creator, and yes, I need a supporter. So so Caroline has already validated that there's a need for someone. Mary's asking where do we do the impact test? Yeah, the impact test is as a part of Entrepreneur Dynamics micro degree. And I think Shane, if you can put the link in here for that micro degree, and then you will be able to do the impact test there. But the impact test consists of spectrum test and of the impact meter. So it will show you which level you are personally on the world spectrum, and also shows you where you are in terms of the business. And sometimes it's just as easy to know for yourself. The impact meter is basically given how many customers you have. Do you have 1, 10, 100, 1,000? And if you add 0 and go up, you all go up the impact meter. The spectrum test is part of the Millionaire Master Plan, which I think is also available as one of the free tests. So this would be really, really great if Shane, you put some link in this so that people can find it. But probably even better, it would be put a link inside of our group so that you can easily find it there. So it's actually quite simple. impacttest.geniusu.com. That's where you can access the impact test. So super easy. And thanks, Shane, for being so fast with this. All right, so you can do this. What is them?
Just one question from our side. Hi, everyone. Probably more on the when or what and how. We thought we are getting personal mentors through the program working with us. Is that going to be the case, as nobody has been assigned to us yet?
Although Terry did mention this when we were on the initial call, that we get assigned a mentor, but doesn't know if it was obviously her or if it would be someone else in relation to the actual business.
Mm-hmm. So you are assigned to a stream, and within the stream, there are several facilitators, and I think this is what Terry might have been alluding to. And
Right.
We are there to kind of help you through whatever needs to be done for your journey.
Okay, so there's no individual sort of per business support apart from this group support.
A group and inside of the stream, that's where you get support as well from us. So not like a one-to-one every day. That if that's what you mean.
Hi, can I just add to that, because I was under the same impression as well, and I was certain that I'd read or heard that we were getting mentors assigned to us that would kind of be working with us one-to-one.
Yes, likewise. I also believe that.
Right.
I think that was a one-time mentorship one-to-one, and then after that, it would be in the Zoom meetings like we're doing today. So this would be also considered a mentorship.
I appreciate your thought, Christy. I appreciate that, but I'd like Jan or somebody from the institute to actually answer the question.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And I don't know, Shane, if you can unmute yourself and just add to this as well, because you have much you have some good information here as well. So this would be awesome. And we'll wait for Shane to ask that as well, so that it's really clear and that it sits in you with you, because the design and
this was the impression that we got after having that one-to-one initial call, that we would be getting a mentor to take us through the process, but they weren't sure which person that would be at that stage. So
and did you get a navigate? Did you also have your discovery call yet, or not yet?
Yes, we've had that. Yeah.
Discovery call. What do you mean by discovery call? Because
so there are two structures, two calls. One is like an orientation call where you get explain how things are working, and then there is a discovery call that looks more into your business and into
that
was with Terry. Yeah,
you submit that form, isn't it, that says the background information. Yeah, we did all that, and what your supporter or.
Yeah, and then when you submitted that, did you have a follow-up conversation with your facilitator after that?
Yeah, we did. That was Terry, who we spoken to, and she's the one who then said she's not sure if she's going to be the one being our mentor during the program, or somebody else would be assigned. And actually, we've posted this question to her back.
Well, to other people, but we haven't heard anything.
We haven't heard anything, so it will be great to hear from Shane. But while Shane is connecting, I think we have another question probably on there. I think
this one to be answered.
If he's there, Shane, are you there?
Shane is connected through.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm just going to cut and paste what was on the form, and this is what it said: to work with your own dedicated facilitator and expert faculty mentors to set up a business model. So that's what I understood as your own dedicated.
Good that you put it in here. Shane, you want
to put it in the chat?
Yeah, I've seen it in chat.
Well, the facilitators are allocated to the streams. Then you can take up with when you're doing your activities, your live Q&A sessions will be part of the, you'll be able to submit your questions on the live Q&A form, where the mentors and the facilitators can answer your questions directly. So there's a form that's attached to these live Q&A sessions that you need to fill in as well, so that the facilitators can talk, because it's hard in this open environment, like you said, to be able to isolate just one person's business and be able to support that. But there's a system that we have in place where you can put in your questions and answers. Okay.
Caroline was asking exactly that, when we are going to go to the questions, and I will be going through some of those, because some of the people are here on this call, so we can do that. But are you saying that there is not like one dedicated person that one-to-one holds them?
There's 2 or 3 dedicated facilitators per stream, plus the mentors, plus there is other mentors that are coming in, especially that I'm not supposed to talk about. So there's lots of things coming, but you've just your live Q&As, you need to be able to fill in your question and answers, your questions for your business specifically, so you can get specific answers. But your streams is where, because in this forum, you're in all the streams. So all the streams are here with you tonight. So there's all of the guys are online here with, from each stream. What you'll have in in the earlier streams was only just the individual streams. Okay. So you need to focus on the times when we have the live Q&A sessions in your stream, and that brings down the number of people on the call. Yeah.
This is actually a special call, because we have extended it to all streams so that you all get access to me as a way to answer your questions, and the next ones will be much more dedicated to your specific stream. So Ian. Are you in the startup, or are you in the enterprise stream? You guys?
Startup.
Startup, okay. So you'll be in our group, and Paulina and myself will be answering specific things that you will put here.
Yeah, we're just conscious of the time because we have a few more questions. After this, is it worthwhile still filling out the Excel form?
Yes, and we can extend a little bit longer, right? I have no problem going a little bit longer, so we can have this conversation. So that should be fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Once you've got questions.
Right. And I know some of you have put questions in there, like who was it? Kristen, I think, has put. Caroline has put a question in there. Kristen has put a question in there. So I might address some of those questions as well, because we want to make sure that you guys have them answered. So. I see Kristen has a question here. How do I get the best out of the CLA in the remaining 3 weeks to figure out a clear strategy of digitizing my existing business?
Yeah.
And the questions, Kristen, are you here on the call?
Yeah, I'm here. I think you've pretty much answered that one for me.
Oh yeah, you did. Sorry.
I had one more underneath, but just to clarify what they had just asked, and what Adriana has put in the chat box there. So my understanding of what you've just explained is that when you say your own dedicated facilitator, you mean per stream, not necessarily per person.
That's right.
Okay.
Per group and per stream.
I think that maybe we needed clarity in the wording of that, because I think a lot of people are under the impression that they have a dedicated facilitator per person.
Absolutely, and that
Absolutely. I mean, what you're
Yeah.
saying, and I'm reading this, I would probably be getting a very similar impression, right? So this is something which, okay,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
completely get that.
this is why we signed up, basically. But you know, we'll go with it. We'll carry on. But it does clearly, you know, suggest that there will be somebody dedicated to us, which is what I thought was going to happen. And I mean, I've only had my onboarding call today. I had, you know, I signed up on Monday because it was supposed to be Sunday, but that got pushed back. And so it's just kind of a bit late. So you know, this is the end of the week now almost. Obviously, we've got tomorrow's event as well. So we're just going to have to make the most of that. There was something else, but anyway, yeah, okay.
And a couple of people, I still have navigation. Sorry, I still have discovery calls to do with some of you tomorrow, and then on Monday, and a little bit on Tuesday. So it just with the volume, it seems that it has been more difficult to process to give you that kind of initial problem solving.
Yeah, I think in terms of volume, when I spoke to Jade earlier today. I mean, she said, I mean, on the startup, which is what I'm on. I mean, she said that there's 116 people in that group, and so if we're all getting, you know, this dedicated attention, that seems like a lot for two coaches. The two facilitators.
No, there'll be more. There are three people, 3 to 4 people for each stream.
Okay.
So you will get more than just 2 people. Okay. And also, you know, it's not evenly distributed. So we are looking how to support the startup stream, which is bigger than the other streams. By, you know, it's difficult to estimate it ahead. So we are reallocating and kind of adjusting certain things as we go along, so you get the support.
Well, maybe you could add an extra week on the end because of the hiccup at the beginning.
So that's definitely up for on the table, right? If you say so.
You don't ask.
That's great. Shane is laughing, but yes, no.
Well, it's a serious question.
Kirsten is clapping, which I think is good.
A few more things there. Also, Roger mentioned as well on Monday that we're going to get some presentation templates, and we're going to be presenting things as well as the competition. I don't know about anyone else here in the group, but we've not received any of that to date.
It has not been put in place, Shane?
No, it's in everything, but you'll need to access per week will be in your libraries on your stream. So in the libraries tab on your streams, navigate to that tab, and you'll see the downloadables there, and you can rewatch the videos that we've been playing as well, and the templates.
Right. So let's just open it up so that you can see what is in there here right now, so that it's really clear. Okay, and then you can.
That is related to the template. That's one question. The other question was around presentations and competition. Those are the other 2 questions.
Yep.
Where can we find those?
Yep, they're coming, but it's just not the time for us to release it yet for them. The promo plans and the presentation side of it is coming, but because we haven't presented it to you yet, it comes at the same time as the presentation. We don't just put all the content out as you know, it comes in a system. The system is part of what the program is. I can certainly take a request to get the promotion to you, or the templates that are coming in the coming weeks forwarded to the groups, if that's what you're after, so you can have more preparation and get prepared for it. But just because it's not there doesn't mean it's not coming. But it's part of but you're presenting in the contest. The competition is definitely there.
It's, I think, more down to what Kristen said. I think it's Kristen early on. I guess I like as well more to have an overview of what we're going to go through, which is obviously in the pivot plan, but also there are things there that are not included there. But it's also understanding, as you said, if this is coming next week, I probably wouldn't be asking this question today. I would wait for the next week. So if we have that understanding up front and that clarity, I think that would help at least me to kind of be patient with it and sort of wait.
Okay, I'll put in a request to see if we can get the next 4 weeks curriculum posted to you, so you could in your stream, so you can actually see a week ahead what's coming to prepare.
Yeah, I think when we're having face to face, like I'm
Yep.
assuming, it's a lot easier. You go through the flow of the day. You're fully dedicating when you are somewhere in a resort. When you work at home with everything else going on and work that you do, it's also planning ahead some of the time and sort of having that flexibility. So it's a slightly different environment we work in at the moment, and therefore that clarity would be very helpful.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And thanks for asking. I mean, this may be difficult questions. these may be kind of questions that go into some areas which we didn't plan to go, but these are important questions to ask. And I think in many ways, they sometimes show things that we could do better and communicate better. So I just want to show you here, if you see my screen, this is the schedule. Sorry, this is the library section that Shane was talking about, where certain things have already been put in, and it has 2 pages. So what is the next on the next page? My internet is slower today. Just bear with me for a second. So there's reset, relaunch, Rogers materials there as well. Video 1 and video 2. Okay, so you can access that, and if you haven't had your discovery session, I bring a lot of these things, a lot of these personal things into that, because it might be really helpful. And some of you who had it with me would probably attest to it. It tends to be very, very practical and hands-on in terms of what you're doing in your business. So if I were to go to some of the other questions that were there, let me see. Kirsten, we already did that. She put 2. So practical question, based on your report, what are your top 3 strengths? Which report, the Genius report? I would probably refer here to your World Dynamics or Talent Dynamics profile report, because it's much more detailed and it's much more personal to you. So those would be the key 3 strengths for you as a profile, rather than just as a Dynamo Genius. So specifically is better than generically. Somebody's asking if they can retake the World Dynamics test. So I think the World Dynamics test is pretty solidly fixed. So it's not like it changes like the spectrum. But I don't know whether as a part of the program you have an additional token to do the Talent Dynamics or World Dynamics test again. But if you as a creator, and this is Julia Miles asking, is Julia here? Is Julia on this call? Let me just see. I don't see her. So this will be on the recording. Julia is asking, how as a creator, do I know which business idea to lead with? How much does a business idea need to light up in order to go ahead? Or can it just be about what the market wants and what seems to be the sensible and best thing to do in the current climate right now? Okay, so as creators, many of you may have many different ideas. So first test of the idea is whether there is someone that it will actually help, right? So that's the basis of business. So you select the idea and turn it into a product, or turn it into a concept that you can prove. And this is actually the first step for any of you as a startup business. You're proving a concept, whether it's working or not working on the market. And it's not just having any ideas and then trying to do and see what happens with them. It's testing and trying ideas with specific customers or potential customers in a specific area that you obviously want to be passionate about and want to see that it's meaningful, but it needs to be connected with the market. And how we know it's a good idea? It's because when you test it with your market, it flies, it's commercially successful, and then you can build on it. So that's a simple answer to this question. So if you're a creator, the value of you being a creator is not by having a lot of ideas, but by turning some of those ideas into some useful and valuable businesses or products or services. And then this is where your creativity gets tested. So creation and creativity is different. Creativity is about brainstorming as many ideas as you can have. Creation is about actually eliminating ideas and starting focusing on what is it that you want to bring into creation. So that would be my answer to that question. What else we have here? Roberto Soares is asking, he's a star profile, and he's asking question, I'm a freelancer or digital startup, question mark, or am I a freelancer ready to create and implement my digital sales marketing funnel? This is a good question. I've spoken with a couple today, specifically trying to distinguish whether it's a digital startup or whether it's a digital freelancer. And we were kind of looking at the different aspects of what it is. Now, if you in the digital space are offering your services, and it's kind of more dependent on you and you being available and kind of plugging in into someone's business or someone's agency or someone's microsystem, then it's much more of a freelancer strategy. If what you're building is a product or is an offering that is not so much dependent on you, you may be instrumental in this. And this couple was like, okay, we want to bring something that uses me and uses my husband. Together, we are having a much better solution rather than everyone alone. That's more in the space of a digital startup where you productize it and you productize it in such a way that it's beyond just you. So if it's very much about you, about your value, it's more freelancer. When it's productizing and it's more beyond you, then I would say it's in the digital startup space. Does it make sense? Can you see it? It's a fine line because many startups are building their business around themselves, are saying, okay, this is just me. But in the digital startup, you realize it's not selling you and your time, but or your expertise. It's about productizing or putting into a service or digital service what you're doing, and that being the solution for someone else's pain or problem.
Yeah, so that's me. I'm here as a happy coach. So I'm a breath play coach. You know, I deliver happiness, and I'm just trying to take my business to a whole different level, and by using team instead of me trying to create everything. And I think I got the distinction now, but I think I'm more into the digital startup.
Mm-hmm. So. Yes, because if you're in a digital startup, it doesn't mean that you're not using any team. It just is that a lot of the value and a lot of the offering to your clients is built around some value that you're carrying to some degree, representing. So your team will be to support you, provide some leverage, help you either design, sell, deliver, or somehow support what you're doing, but they will not be doing it on their own. Like at the Green Level Enterprise, you will have teams that can run their own promotions around different segments of clients, around different products.
Okay, thank you.
Very welcome. I think a lot of the stuff that is here on the spreadsheet has been covered either in the previous call, which I see by the time zone here, or by what we've been talking about. So if you were to formulate a question, like something that is either helping you to understand what's in the way or preparing you better for what is the next step, what would that be? You know, just think for yourself, and we give one or two a chance to ask it, and then for the next round, just make sure you capture these questions inside of the spreadsheet, and this way we'll be able to better address it to them. So anybody? And maybe
I go again?
Mansada,
it's regarding that question, particular question. So I'm on the startup stream, so I've got a team, but we're delivering a product that probably won't be ready in the 4 weeks. So I don't have customers yet. So does that mean I should be on the freelance, or what else? What's the expectation at the end of this? Should we be having a plan to sell a product, or what else can we do that can be a success aside from promoting a product? What's success? What else is
Where you
success?
can, part of promotion is not just the promotion that you see on TV, right? It's about the way how you can connect with your customer and how you can communicate the value that you have and how he can say yes to you, right? That's pretty much what the promotion is in a nutshell.
Okay.
So you can use it, and this comes back to use the program where it's most appropriate for you. So if you don't have any product, but you have a clear idea about who your customer is, use it as a way of formulating a customer pathway with some products and create a promotion for the first product. If somebody is requiring just the first customer, I spoke with someone today who is going after the first customer, right? So that's their promotion. Their promotion focusing on getting that first customer. Doesn't mean they get it by the time we are talking about promotions, no, but it means you can use that time to focus in on this particular promotion. For somebody else, it's more, it's not one customer because they already have 100 customers. So the promotion can be focusing on providing new value to existing customers, and the promotion will be directed and focused on better understanding them and better appealing to their current needs, because the crisis opens up a lot of new needs and new pains for the customers. So that's how you can use the promotion, right?
Yeah, because we pivoted, that's why. So it's all new to us. So because I work in tech, so it's not easy to build in VR, so you can't build a product that quickly. But yeah, that's good to know, at least to sort of almost like have a marketing plan and know who our customers are and sort of the testing or whatever we'll be doing. Okay, cool.
What are you offering over which period of time and so forth? What is kind of your irresistible offer? And those are all the kinds of elements of the plan that you can use. I myself, I'm looking at how can I readjust my offering and make it more relevant to my clients. So I'm using it both as a facilitator, but also as a participant. And I know it's not going to cover all the bases and everything, and it's going to be nice, like a booklet that comes out of it. But what will come out of it is something useful that you can use for yourself. And in the last week, there's going to be a startup. There's going to be in each stream a way for you to present and show it. But it's going to be at the end, not at the beginning. This is what maybe Ian and his partner was asking.
Awesome, cool. That's good to know. Okay, thanks.
So use the program to support you rather than trying to force fit yourself into the program. This is an advice and suggestion I've given to every single person that I've spoken so far on those discovery calls. And sometimes certain elements will be really, really relevant for you. Others will be less relevant. So go through it and use it. And then when we will be presenting at the end, and I'm looking through my schedule, I have kind of the stream schedule here. That will happen towards the end of the 4th week. You'll have those different elements already in place, and you'll be able to showcase them. And in some cases, you will be like, okay, this is the best thinking I have, and you get some feedback. Or it may be like, okay, I don't know what to do, and in other cases, it will be a perfect pitch. So it's part of the learning process. Good. So we have space for maybe one more question. So anybody would like to ask? Meanwhile, while you think, Shane is writing in the chat, any questions you have, send them to shane@entrepreneursresource.com. And for Catriona Roger, he was just checking whether everything is explained in terms of the different streams. So check what Shane was writing. You here as well. Cool. So final questions. Who would like to ask, or anything? Jim, you have your hands up.
Yeah. So my name's Jim. I'm a Lord from Toronto, Canada. And my question actually has to do with, I'm not going to ask the question that I've put on the spreadsheet. I think that will be answered as the program continues. But I have a specific question regarding the vision exercise. And the vision talks about, the different areas of like they talk about health, they talk about like I guess relationships, friends. That feels very personal. Like I'm in the enterprise stream, so I'm looking at that. Part of me is like, well, yeah, that's personal to me, but like, how does this relate to, you know, the organization as a whole? So maybe you can provide some clarity on that.
So there'll be in a way two visions. One of them is your personal vision, which will incorporate your engagement with your business, and that should be something between how you envision your life in a year's time, right? So if you were to teleport yourself in 12 months from now to the 21st of May 2021, then how would your life look like, right? So how would you feel? Who would be around? You know, what income would you have? What mentors you would have? What kind of business you would have? What customers you'd be working on? Those are just pointers so you can better describe the vision, and it contains the important elements. It's very personal, and it's oftentimes linked with the vision of your business. Now you can do the same exercise for your business, right? And I know, Jim, we spoke, so I understand your business. So you can link and see, okay, so how does this connect with the business that I'm part of, right? Will I find fulfillment of my vision within the business that I'm part of, or not? Or to what degree? Or do I need to make any changes? For some of you who are entrepreneurs and who are basically shaping your business by shaping your vision, it'll be much more closely linked, and it will then inform, you know, what kind of business you want to have, what kind of lifestyle you want to have, and what is it that you envision your business and personal life to be. So it is very personal, and in a way, if for some of you it's so personal that you don't want to share it, you're not obliged to share it, right? What is important is that when you read your vision, you need to be inspired by it yourself. Like, yeah, this is the future that I want to be living into, and I will make everything that I can to focus on creating this future. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
And for many of you who are not like, you know, these visionary types, or feel like it's so easy to get lost daydreaming, it may feel like, you know, slightly more difficult exercise. So take it in a way that it's more comfortable for you, and maybe pick it up and to a level of detail that you're comfortable with. Write it down, or draw it, or just have, you know, a few notes like it and run it in your head. So this is how it can show up for each of you individually. But by capturing the important elements of the vision, you'll find yourself being drawn to them, right? So that's where the power of the vision is. Actually, it's not what the vision is, but what the vision does to you today. Why does it inspire you to get up in the morning? Does it direct you in a specific direction? So that'll be my personal experience with the vision. Sometimes I put things in the vision and I forget about them, and then they happen. And I'm not the only example. Many of my clients have been like, you know, remember that exercise we did at the beginning of the year? I wrote lots of crazy things in it, and then I forgot about it. And at the end of the year, some of them just popped up really, really unexpectedly. So this is something that you may experience as well. Others will not pop up, but you are, you know, working towards them. My recommendation would be do your vision and do it and play with it and do it as an exercise, not for us in the program, but for yourself and for your life and for your business. And Maxine is saying that she finished her vision before the call, and she wrote it first in a journal and they typed up afterwards. Yes. Like for me, if I'm typing it up, I feel disconnected. When I'm writing it in my own head, I feel much more connected, and I feel like it's my vision rather than a report for someone. So cool. Great. So, well, thanks for being open. Thanks for being honest. Thanks for being out here playing, because I think this is really important. And I'm very much excited about being there for you, particularly when you're in the startup stream. And so when you have questions and when you have something, you know, pop it in and feel free to approach me, and I'll be very happy to answer, support as much as I can. So thank you. And I'll leave the stream open a little bit. So if you want to post some comments or something, or if you would like to post your comments on the Genius U, do it there as well, because that's what will stay rather than this, which will go like a river.